Hey, before I end day one, um, I want to kind of give you a few tips that I'm doing. Because I'm hypothyroid, I'm not supposed to have cruciferous vegetables raw. So I've kind of come up with a plan that, well, first of all, one plan is not to have my medication checked during this reboot because it's going to be totally off and I don't care. Um, I know that my digestion will be better for it. But what I'm doing is I have this um, kale package. I know it's kind of hard to see. I'm using my laptop and trying to hold it. But anyway, what I did was I put a little bit of water in the bottom of this and I stuck it in the microwave. And I kind of steamed that kale to kind of break down those goitrogens that I don't want in my stuff. Also, I'm mixing half of the kale because I love kale. I really do. I'm mixing half of it. Like say, Joe's Mean Green, he wants like 16 kale leaves. So I don't buy kale leaves because they don't actually have kale in leaves. They just have it in these big bags like this. So for every kale leaf is about like a small handful. So I don't really measure per se. But what I'm doing is taking half the amount of kale and I'm mixing it then with, right here, these baby greens so I get everything at Aldi's. So the baby greens, this one has baby lettuces, greens, and radicchio. So I'm like mixing half and half because my juicer honestly doesn't juice things well anyway. So, especially greens. I mean, it juices well, just not greens. So I'm mixing half and half with those. And also because I really hate lemon, like it bothers my mouth and it bothers my stomach, and I want to stay with these juices anyway, I'm opting to use one of these instead of like sitting there and trying to peel all of those lemons. So this right here is the juice of one lemon without any of that white pulpy stuff. So those are kind of a couple tidbits you can see. I just have a Walmart juicer. I've lined a bag inside. It's just a Walmart bag. And then I catch all my stuff. So what do I do with all my pulp? What I've been doing is, so let's see, this is my horridness over here. So this is my veggie broth bowl. And I'm filling it with the celery. Now I'll clean this up a little bit before I do that, but all my little carrot tops and stuff like that, I don't juice those. I actually save those. My zucchinis, just everything that you would put in like a veggie stock, that's what I keep in here. Then this is the bowl for my compost because that means that nobody can eat it. And then this right here actually was from yesterday. These are all the cucumber peelings, and there's some of the celery in here. I feed that to my rabbits. And then the actual pulp from the juicer over here, when it comes out, I make it into patties and I dehydrate it in my dehydrator. And then I feed it to the rabbits as a treat because it's wintertime now and they're not getting any greens. Or you can take like the kale and the carrot, and you can make veggie burgers out of that. If you add, like when you come off the reboot, if you add black bean or quinoa to those, they'll make really good burgers and they'll hold together fairly decent. So that's what I'm doing with my pulp. I'm also mixing, these instead. If I run out of those greens, I bought like 2 boxes of them, but I'm just going to use whatever. So I just thought I would let you know, and then I'll give you an update at the end of today on how things are going. I'm getting ready to start my first juice because now it's 11 and I'm actually really hungry. So it's just past dinner time and I'm thinking like, what did I get myself into? Because all I really want right now is either a big honkin' bowl of rice or real potatoes. Now I do have sweet potatoes, but there's just something about a regular potato. I started cooking them like High Carb Hannah does, like with no oil on like a baking sheet, like I guess this is like, it's all like a wire mesh sheet. And I bake them and they like puff up and they're like crispy on the outside and really nice and juicy on the inside. And I like eating them with a big batch of ketchup. And I'm eating this salad that like has cabbage in it with the avocado and this dressing that I don't eat a lot of oil. And the dressing is like a 1/4 cup of olive oil, and you put some balsamic vinegar in there and some garlic, and it's just so oily, like so oily. And all I keep hearing in my head is the fat you eat is the fat you wear. So like I realize why they're adding fats in to this juicing, because obviously, you know, you're going to need some healthy fats, otherwise your hair starts falling out and you just have some bad things going on. But like I would rather eat like a handful of nuts than just suck down like a tablespoon of coconut oil in a juice. Like I don't think I'll end up doing that, honestly. I think I'm just going to go the nut route because it'll digest better while I still get my fats. But like all I hear still, the fat you eat is the fat you wear, and I just can't like get that out of my head. But the juices, like I'm really not, I don't know, my body just doesn't seem to want the juice, but I'm just going to do it. Like I don't care what my body wants at this point because it doesn't know what it's doing right now. So, so I'm sorry about earlier. It kind of cuts to this, but I was going to kind of segue easier because I don't have like editing software for this, but like my finger went over to like get ready to push pause and it like totally cut off. But oh, I wanted to tell you one last tip too, is that when you're doing ginger, is I read this in Joe Cross's book and like it's a lifesaver. Like I peel it with a spoon instead of trying to do it with a knife, because you just like scrape it along and like the whole outside covering just comes right off. So that's awesome. So not dig in the food this time around as much. I think I've bit off more than I can chew, but I'm going to try so hard not to eat any potatoes except for these sweet potatoes and carrots that are on this plan. But it's cold and I want something warm, so I'm trying to eat the salad up so that I'm full. But I'm probably just going to drink the rest of this juice. I think I got one more. I don't know. I'm just so whooped that I just prepping all my juices. Like I really am just whooped. It's been days, it seems like. But I'm all prepped up, so tomorrow's another day. I might hit the hay early after I take a nice hot shower. I don't know. I think I'm in trouble, but that's why I'm documenting on YouTube, so it holds me accountable and I don't cheat, because I also want some chocolate right now, to be totally honest. So, yeah, good night, and I will give you an update tomorrow on day 2.